You can find jobs all over the place.
Well, see, here's like it's easy to find a
Not
job.
permanent, but you can go around finding temporary jobs until you get yourself back on your feet and can get employed. Like, it's... People are saying it's a lot worse than it is, and what it's evidence of is how lazy we as Americans are.
I think we are
I
lazy.
guarantee you, if the same thing happened in other countries, the unemployment would be so much lower because people are willing to work hard labor for money.
Okay, so here.
I will never.
Damn it!
What?
Sorry.
What are you
Died.
doing?
Well,
Okay, still down $25.
I have something to say after Andrew's done.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so like so it's interesting to me. People complain about things like how, for example, illegal immigrants. Now, I don't think it's a problem. They're doing jobs that in America that we are like Americans are otherwise not going to do, and studies show that, which is why I don't think that that's a terrible problem.
I think it's a problem because it's then going to force people to make a decision. And it will raise awareness for that fact that, oh hey, guess what? This guy is lazy.
Right, but I mean,
You know, that's just bad work ethic.
shut
Oh my god.
To the whole point of being lazy, the people who are working, I believe there was some studies done that Americans in general work way more than other countries. I know in Spain, they have like a siesta.
Well, in America, like, we work more if you're working, but if you're not, like, I don't know, like what I was saying, like, if, like, for example, if somebody has to pick the beans in America, for example, and the fact that the majority of people doing that are, you know, happy to, you know, come up from Mexico and do that is definitely representative of how the work ethic is definitely different. I think as America we feel spoiled or
We are spoiled.
we take
We feel spoiled.
we take everything for granted in America, I think.
A lot of work gets out low, cheap costs.
Right.
You know what though? Do you want your product or do you not want your product? That's what it comes down to.
Another
It's not even Apple can afford to have their iPhones manufactured in America. They go bankrupt. They don't have the money.
It's just the abuse that goes on over in China. I've seen it. It's pretty terrible.
right, but at the same
You've seen
time,
documentaries that show the worst because they won't show what it is like most of the time.
like you've seen the suicide nets at the iPhone factories and whatever that people, you know, have you seen those? Because they're terrible.
I'm not
no,
saying
and I'm
that.
not going
They
to
put
look
nets
up.
up. One of the iPhone, or it might have been iPad manufacturers, put up nets because people just kept jumping to death at the factory. And see, that's terrible. But then again, so is every other job there. Like they're making more money doing our job there than they would doing Chinese job. Which, I mean, for the world as a whole, I think it benefits. It does not benefit our country.
Yeah.
Like, it's beneficial to have someone in China do the job because in China they're willing to and they can't otherwise get, you know, something to put food on the table. Because in America, I hate to say that we are not okay with just putting food on the table, and that bugs me that that's not okay. That's terrible poverty if you can only put food on the table, pretty much.
Well, here in America, that's how it works. And as far as I'm concerned, it should work like that in the rest of the world. Like, it makes sense to have some pleasures. There will be
I
points
think
in
that's-
time when you have to skip by, and some people fail to recognize that, but... What the
Terrible.
All I know is my first first job was a warehouse labor.
Yeah.
I was thankful to have a job. You know? I didn't have some office job. This is my second job. I worked in office jobs.
I've only ever done web development for money, so I'm a little bit of a different story, but
Yeah, now I have an office job. But, I don't know. I was never lazy. I was working in high school. A lot of other kids. So not everybody's lazy. I hope that's not what you're saying.
no, not
it's
every.
like most people are lazy.
Maybe
Not everybody.
maybe not even most, but I think a significant. It's not necessarily even the laziness. It's just the fact that they take their opportunities for granted.
Yeah.
And don't like. I mean, yes, you can go get a job at McDonald's. Literally, they will not turn you down if you go to McDonald's and get a job.
Yeah.
Everyone also works slightly less hours, but they will hire you. And
Okay.
See, there you go. There's
What I
the
should
job.
have been saying, Thomas, is they can get jobs, but they aren't jobs that they can support their family. That's basically what I mean.
Well, they pay me. Do they? I don't know if they pay me what government aid does. They don't. Okay.
But yeah, so that's what I should
That is a problem.
There
Oh,
are-
God.
There are a lot of people who are trying to find work and they can't that can sustain their actual family.
That is a problem.
it is.
I guess basically what it comes down to is minimum wage needs to be raised.
That would solve some problems. However, at that point, you have to, like, the way they pick minimum wage now, it's not some obscure thing. It's basically where supply meets demand when they choose it, everything else works. Basically, there's a certain supply of jobs based on what you set minimum wage at, and there's only a certain amount of people that get to work. So if you raise the minimum wage any higher than they set it, then there's a shortage of jobs. That would create a shortage of jobs because businesses couldn't
That
afford
makes sense.
to hire. That would lower the job count.
You know what? That makes total sense. I
All I
get it.
know is minimum wage in Washington, the rent is
The minimum wage in Washington, unfortunately, is like the highest in the country,
it's ridiculous.
and it's like $9.18 right now.
You know
My
what?
friends
The
that
living,
rent
the
on
cost.
average is, oh sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say the cost of living
Yeah.
in Washington is also higher than
It is.
More like the
It-
cost of
except I
dying.
think there's one. I think Florida costs more.
That's what they should call it, the cost of dying. It's just. But yeah, I tell my friends like back in Ohio, like yeah, rent's like on average $800. Like what?
Like whoa,
more than my
we don't
house
pay
payment.
400
It's like,
400
yeah.
square foot place.
It's just
I know.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, if you literally add more money to the system, then costs go up. Unfortunately, you have to
I
find
follow
it out.
what you're getting at.
I hope, Thomas, you can find something because man, rent is just
Yeah, you know my biggest problem
Ridiculous.
is transportation.
yeah.
That's the whole thing that's holding me back right now. I just
Because
don't have any way to
Yeah.
to consistently get me where I need to. Even C-Tram, I don't think is consistently enough.
There's so many bills. Like, I have a car that I have to pay. You have car insurance. You have health insurance. Then you have, your bills, your bills. It adds up. So that's why I'm thankful that I can afford. If I
Yeah.
really had to, $800 a month for like 2 years without working. I'm glad I have a really good job for actually helping and stuff for this year.
Oh, good. Pay raise.
Pay raise, more benefits, chance to move up.
Wow, cool.
I'm glad I
Microsoft's
stuck
doing
around.
good then, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going for this guy.
But
I need
yeah,
my revives.
There's
Fair enough.
but yeah, hopefully you can find something quite stable because it's a really good job.
Yeah,
But
like
I know
Mr.
a lot
Ink.
of people, even at my job, have to deal with
Yeah.
Like I am extremely thankful that I don't particularly have to worry about money myself. I mean, I'm only 17. I'm still living at home. But I'm almost 18, and I will be moving out relatively soon, if not, off to college, off to you know, work or do whatever. I don't plan on hanging around here for too long.
Yeah.
Unlike my brother. 26.
Can't believe his parents haven't kicked him.
He's in. Well,
for some people, I guess. As long as they
like,
get out of it.
well, see, like the problem is, I think, like my parents make enough to, you know, not have an issue with that. So it's like they don't have. It's not a burden on them to really have him here,
Yeah.
and I think that's not gonna set him up for a successful, because he, you know, as much as I like to think he's, you know, capable, he hasn't done anything to build skill at all.
Is he looking for work, or because if not,
He does work. He works security at the Rose Gardener.
so at least he's earning money and can save. Hopefully.
He is. Well, I mean, he still is he's hanging out with friends, going to movies, but he's making an Oregon minimum wage job, which is like $8.40.
That's minimum wage at the Rose Garden security? Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
minimum wage for Washington. I don't know how people can do it. That's so little money for
And-
supporting a
and-
family.
So the minimum wage is less.
Oh,
Plus,
silent.
because he's working in Oregon, that means income tax.
Oh shoot, you're right. We don't have income tax here, do we?
Yeah, that's also very lucky. I worked in Portland, but you know, I was making $35 an hour, so I mean, I wasn't working as much as you is, but still, that's. I don't know. I think if you're well off, unfortunately, that sets everyone who you help out or off to be relatively unsuccessful.
I mean, I even I'm secure, but then I look at other things like, holy crap,
I'm fine.
I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. I can afford what I want to buy. I have a choice what I want to do. I chose to move into a room instead of another building. Like, why not?
Yeah. It's not like you have a particular.
In my English class, we're studying, you know, the culture of poverty right now. Is the topic.
Class. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, it's better to read books about that than, you know, Zeus.
How
Those
about we read our own books? How does that sound?
That
Let's
is
pick what they want to study.
that is one of our options.
I'm so pissed off with English class because I'm not taking English anymore.
Here's the deal. We made a deal where, basically, the difference in deaths, like if I'm ahead 2 deaths, I owe him 50. So it's $25 a death, and
Oh my god.
2 hours left, and I am $125 down.
Yeah,
Like-
it probably wasn't the best.
Yeah, unfortunately, friendly fire's off, so I can't.
You can't be a dickhead and
I have to go make the TNT. I am so bad at this. See, I'm fortunate that I can not be terribly upset by the fact that I am in the middle of a game of Minecraft with, you know, $100 on the board. I don't think he's at literally a half a heart right now out of 10. He's gonna die at least once, so that's $25 half night.
yeah.
When you start saving up money, you know, it's always fine to buy stuff for yourself.
Sure.
You always want to think, do I really need this now? I just made a choice one day. I'm going to buy $60. That's something I know I will play. You know, like
$60 game prices are outrageous.
and it wasn't because I had some revelation.
I'm down.
I went really broke or nothing like that. I was like, oh, I just don't want to do it anymore.
See, to me,
All the
I
money
can't see if I'm about to get smashed. So, are
crap.
you? Yeah, I just got smashed. I
There's
couldn't
a
see.
guitar in my way.
Oh yeah, that is a problem. I couldn't even see if I was supposed to.
with like lower levels, they don't want to revive themselves. Like, oh, I just let them do it. Like our teammates, I don't know why they didn't revive themselves.
Yeah, maybe they have the same. My camera was just up against a wall, and so it was like looking straight at the ground, circling around the ground, and I couldn't see.
Oh, we do have another team. Okay, good. I'm not by myself. We did revive himself. Even if he gets down. I have no ammo. I need ammo for my shotgun. Oh, he's died too? Jeez. Man, I'm having to do a lot of soloing tonight.
Need to go to a counselor after this game. This is too much stress for a Wednesday night. Is it Wednesday?
Yes. We don't care enough.
Every day feels the same to me because I'm on break from work, so...
Oh, there you go. Sure. Yeah.
I only know it's Wednesday because my parents are out of town and they're coming back tomorrow. Sometime.
The best feeling about having a job is the days you don't have to work when the rest of the world does. It's like, oh, everyone has to go back to school and go back to work next week, January 6th. Me, nope. Gonna be chilling like a villain.
Your job really isn't that hard, is it?
Huh?
Your job isn't really very difficult.
What do you do?
Well,
What do you do?
I am quality assurance game tester, basically.
Okay.
I've been a team lead several times, so I manage making sure the team actually runs the test cases. It's I wouldn't say physically tough by no means, but it's still a mental challenge because there's a lot of problem solving and team management.
That's not
I have
I wouldn't
contacts.
mind using my brain.
I have like official contacts from oh crap. From you know the games like 343F and
Yeah.
10. I work with them. They give me their test passes and I have to run them. You know, they may guide me in like how I can get them done, but it's up to me
Right.
to manage my team to make sure that they do it. Some people can't do that. They don't know how to work with other people. They don't know how to do it.
I honestly don't understand how that works. Like, I don't know what's going on in their head that doesn't click. That doesn't quite make sense to me.
Aren't good at time management or managing type of positions, but they're better at doing the actual core position that they want to do. I always show up to work really early because over time, my managers said, hey, you're going to be lead on Halo 4 now. I'm like, what? I had no idea what I was doing.
So you sat there playing through Spartan Ops to make sure that the the binary crawlers.
If you want a hard job, my cousin is not cousin, second cousin. My family is huge. It's ridiculous. Anyway, he is in charge of the team that builds the Windows, that compiles and builds Windows.
Yeah.
Wow.
So his job is to literally press, compile, and build. And then he sits there for 3 hours while it builds all the different architectures
And they pay him for that.
and then they pay him and he just sits around on a computer.
That's what's great about it, though. You know, you get in a position like that.
Like, I don't understand why that's a job, and he has people under him for this. Like,
Oh my god!
they like go out to other departments and like bring together the different
Somebody
pieces.
seriously, like, needs to go through and analyze whether that's a good use of your money.
I think
Somebody
Microsoft
has to do it.
in particular needs to analyze their ridiculous bureaucracy, because like if you're working in Redmond, there's 10,000 other people on campus that
Are probably doing the exact same mediocre job.
exactly.
You could literally do the same amount of work for if you worked hard.
Now, do I think that this job needs to be done? Well, of course. I mean, you got to build the operating system.
But the person who's putting it all together can just press the button. It's a button.
like I don't like it's a 6-person team. I don't get why there's a 6-person team in charge of managing an automatic process. Like,
I know, at least on my project, there were days when they didn't get nothing because they were down. So we're getting paid 8 hours plus
To just hang out.
because the servers are down. The build is broke. And it's not
Oh,
proper.
sure. Built for us, can't do anything. Yeah.
We still have to be there and we're getting paid. It's like, okay, cool, I'm not
What?
but somebody's gotta do it. It's just like, that's why I love my job. Because it beats retail, for sure.
What
I
do you
don't
mean?
have to directly deal with anybody, I get to work with, like, actual smart people.
That's always nice. I really don't like being around incompetent people because
I'm getting
one of two things happens. I have a tendency to get a big head, or I just get frustrated because I need them to do something as part of a project and they don't do it.
I just like being
And then
you know,
yeah.
I get my name in the credits.
Yeah.
People will, like, even if I don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
like my least favorite part about my job is every single person that does it, with the exception of a small few, and I kinda want to consider myself one, but I know I'm not, thinks they know everything.
Oh god,
And
we all
always have the right answer. And there's
we?
never a second solution.
We so do. Okay, that's the one thing that I am open to is the second solution. I've been really lucky to be in multiple engineering courses where I've seen a problem statement solved in 8 different ways, and
So
they're all better than mine. Like,
here's a-
amazing.
Here's an exercise that is fun to do. So one week we were at a web development firm, and this guy was like, "Okay," I was working there, and he was like, "Okay, we need to really see how you know different solutions can be developed." So what he did is he gave everyone a task, and he said, "I need you to solve this task every single day, once a day." For or like it was a program we needed to build or something, and it was like I do it once every day for for a week, and we'll compare. And there were at the end of that week there were like 40 completely different
Different
solutions.
solutions to the problem. Yep.
Exactly, and it's like that's why team programming is good, but at the same time,
Can be a pain in the ass.
yeah. I mean, that didn't change anything, unfortunately. Everyone still thought that their solution was correct. And everyone
Yeah,
else
that's the one
thinks
thing
the-
that I hate is I think I've got this genius idea and it's so perfect.
Or like,
And then I look at Dave over there and his solution is like 10 times better, and I just want to throw myself at
or
something.
like, or like, have you're familiar with Stack Overflow, right, Thomas?
I've heard of. I'm not really familiar with what
Okay.
it is. Like, I don't even know what it is.
What it is it's basically you can pose a question and or
Oh, it's
ask
forum,
a-
right.
It's kind of forum. It's forum-ish. Basically, users get to then respond, and it's basically they have a ranking system to basically sort it out, so only people who have proven they know what they're talking about can talk. It's completely effective.
So, how does anybody get to that point? Because if you can't pose...
Well, I mean, you start, but like people rate your solutions, and if you just keep getting rated down, you will just have your privileges revoked. And like when you ask questions, you can require certain levels of experience.
Okay, sure.
Like obviously, if you're asking about, a simple, it's not working question, you probably don't want to be too experienced with your answers. Anyway, so it always is interesting if I go on there to find a problem, because odds are your question is on there.
Probably.
Because I mean,
It's because it's the internet. Okay, there's a Praetorian here. I'm not quite sure how to handle that. Okay.
Anyway, there will be a solution on there, or there will be 2 or 3 even replied to this question that are just absolutely brilliant and 5 times as fast in terms of of speed, and half the lines of code, and they work more places, and it's more scalable, and it's like, how do you just know this?
Oh god, behind another Praetorian! Oh god!
Somebody's
No.
cooking. Alright, I'll do it.
Yes, he died! Oh god, he died.
Alright, halfway there, we gotta pull it out.
And another one. Yeah.
I'm terrible at poker. But for, I went to Disneyland for a school thing.
Why did I not revive the guy?
I got it.
Thank you. Sorry.
I went to Disneyland for a school trip, and it was 36 hours estimated, but we got delayed 4 hours on the tracks, so it was a 40-hour train ride.
Wow, that's quite the train ride.
It is. It's ridiculous, but it's better than the bus alternative.
Yep.
Anyway, so we were playing poker, and then they're like, you can't bet cash. So, you know, somebody had a game of Monopoly, so we traded for Monopoly money first, and then...
Did you eventually resolve to just using cash because that was so uneventful?
No, we used Monopoly money, just because they were like, you're not...
Are we done with the circle now? Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so I learned there that I'm absolutely terrible at betting money. Lost a good 30 bucks, and I only had like 100 to spend, which, I mean... I ended up spending it on but I don't know why I elected to play this game
God.
on my computer for money, because I am always terrible at it. I always net loss.
I think I can get up. Thanks. My teammate got me, yeah.
He's out over here.
Oh, okay. Hey, last one. Silver challenge.
Wait, Thomas, is your dad picking me up tomorrow?
Crazy.
I forgot to check with him.
Okay.
My bad.
That was like a gold match, 27 minutes, holy crap.
Yeah,
Too
we only...
long.
Yeah.
This will probably be my last one, because
Okay.
I've got to be up by like 9, and I still have to copy stuff. Tear down my computer set.
Tier.
Probably watching movie while it's copying files.
Praetorian!
Then I can move to the new place and do it all over again. Oh boy, I love it.
Control Z!
Seriously. I'm tired of moving.
I hate moving so much.
I've had to do it so many times. just
I
because
hate
it's
moving if it's a downgrade or if you don't get any improvement.
This
If
is an
it
upgrade.
is...
It's just, I'm having moved so many times in my life, it just gets annoying.
How many times have you moved?
I don't even know. Way over 10. My dad was in the Air Force.
Oh, yeah, okay. Alright, you beat me.
California twice.
I was gonna
Vegas.
say, I moved 11 times, and I don't know very many people.
Yeah, I was in California twice. Rhode Island, Virginia, Florida, Ohio. I moved several times too. No one else really didn't like this. It's just the whole having to pack everything up.
Yeah, that's the obnoxious part.
Man, our teammates get me down really easy. I don't think they were ready for so.
I hate unpacking.
I don't like the packing part. Yeah.
No, well, my family lived in a house for 10 years, and then we all of a sudden up and moved in 3 days. Like,
Wow, that's hard.
no, see, we planned it for months. We planned it for months, but we were like, we'll get around to it tomorrow. And then it was like, oh my god, we have 3 days until they're gonna come forcibly remove us from this house because someone has bought it. And anyway, So we literally loaded everything up into a truck in 3 days, and
Wow.
6 months later, today, I am sitting in a room stacked up with boxes.